Can you make progress at the gym using only completely randomized workouts? This is day 1 of RN Gains. Okay, so I started off my first day of RN Gains by spinning the wheel to see how many exercises I had to do today. I got 8 exercises to do, but as you will soon see, I only did 7 because I'm an idiot and I can't count. Starting off the journey strong. Nonetheless, I then proceeded to determine which exact exercises I had to do. I spanned my wheels of fortune, and for my first exercise, I got a cable row variation, for which I was supposed to do 7 sets of 17 reps. This would challenge me in a few ways. First, I had to manage a small injury in my left rear delt / upper tricep area that picked up doing front lever pulls a couple of weeks ago. Second, this high number of reps was apparently quite difficult to keep count of for someone so numerically challenged as I, as seen by my second set. And third, because of the reps being higher than my usual 5 to 8 working range, this actually ended up being far more fatiguing than I was expecting, even at a modest weight of 40 kilograms. I had to even drop down to 35 kilograms for the last 3 sets. In my opinion, this was the first example of my complacency in my previous training showing. And even though by all accounts the idea of randomized workouts is completely idiotic, I do believe that it may potentially help push me beyond my comfort zone and hopefully break bad workout habits that I've acquired, such as not pushing myself hard enough or limiting my exercise variety or rep range. I felt this just from how tired I was at the end of the first exercise of the day. The second exercise I got was 1 set of 17 archer push-ups. It was when I was setting up for this that I realized that I had to make my mind up as to whether that meant 17 per side or 17 total. I just decided to start with 17 total and see how I felt from there. And the answer to how I felt was tired, so I stopped. In my defense though, I had just done a big chest day 2 days prior to this, which I was feeling quite sore from. This being my first day trying this, it wasn't all smooth sailing. My next exercise was 4 sets of 3 back extensions. I realized at the gym, however, that there weren't any back extension machines at the gym. So I ended up having to do glute ham raises instead. While on the subject of things going wrong, other things included me struggling a lot with the embarrassment of filming. This is my first time doing gym content and I don't want to be the wannabe influencer getting in everybody's way. That's why a lot of my filming ended up being from relatively discreet locations, making for objectively dookie looking shots. And why I wasn't talking much either. This was not helped either by how busy the gym was, even though it was off hours, as it is a university gym and students have just started term. Hopefully though, all these kinks will get ironed out soon, but I apologize for the bad content for now. Another problem with the gym being busy was that it made access to certain equipment much more difficult, such as the cable machines which I was supposed to use for my next exercise, which was reverse flies. Because they were busy at the time, I decided to come back to do the flies later and instead move on to sissy squats, the next exercise. These were supposed to be done on the hack squat machine, but I realized that I just couldn't do them properly. I don't know whether it was like strength or technique or what, but I just couldn't do them. So I think I'll have to remove them from the exercises and just keep the free weight movement variation I ended up doing instead. I had to do 2 sets of 19 reps for this exercise, which at the time of spinning the wheel, I didn't really register how difficult it would be. The realization of this, however, hit around halfway through my first set, which left me absolutely cooked and contemplating my existence. I was definitely not looking forward to the second set, but I got up and got at it anyway. This exercise ended up being one of the hardest of the day, but the hard work definitely felt rewarding at the end, though it didn't show much.
shit.
Next, I managed to get around to doing the reverse flies on the cable machine, which I had to do 3 sets of 1, which was pretty dumb, and you could actively see me trying to not look like a tool, only doing 1 rep of these. After the sissy squats, I was also pretty sweaty, as you can see. Next up was 2 sets of 20 dips, which didn't go too great, mostly due to the chest and shoulder DOMs I was feeling that I mentioned earlier. This was made worse by the fact that I was supposed to do a variation with quite a lot of tuck, which I personally find more difficult. I only managed to do 15 reps on my first set, which is kind of insane because I thought that I was around 20 reps at the time, again demonstrating my serious inability to perform simple counting. Next set, I only managed to do 10 reps with a small break in between. I stopped there because at the time I thought that 2 sets taken practically to failure was good enough, but looking back at it now, I regret not taking a longer rest between sets and trying harder to get 20. I'll let myself off this time though, considering I was feeling quite sore, and I was just feeling happy I was close to being done. Yeah, this was going to suck. I started my first set of bench with 60 kilograms and managed 12 reps with good control, but was immediately starting to feel it. After a short rest, I got into my second set and only did 11 reps this time. I probably could have managed 12, I just can't count, as we've already established. Third set, I was feeling it far more and could legitimately only manage 11 reps this time, with the difficulty being in the upper half of the movement. After the third set, I thought it best to get my girlfriend to spot me for the next sets. By the time I found her, I ended up having more rest than I did before, allowing me to hit 12 reps again for my 4th sets, albeit using slightly more momentum than before. After my 4th set, I ended up misjudging my rest, which meant I could only manage 10 reps for my 5th set. Wanting to properly hit 12 for my next few sets, I ended up taking a longer rest after my 5th set, and used a bit more momentum from the get-go on my 6th set, allowing me to get the 12 reps. I took a similar rest after my 6th set and started my 7th. Using quite a bit of momentum and questionable range of motion, I gave my absolute everything for this last set of the day and just about managed 12 reps, needing a spot at the end. Never in my life would I have thought I would struggle so much with 60 kilograms on the bar, but it shows once again how unused to higher volume training I am, and how bad my work capacity currently is. And again, even though a completely randomized workout is a very stupid idea, being far from optimal in so many ways, I do feel like today was the first time in ages that I felt a sense of accomplishment after a gym session. This has left me feeling slightly hopeful that this idiotic journey that I'm embarking on might actually have its small merits, and that I might be able to gain something from this that I would not have been able to otherwise. I suppose only time will tell, and I have no doubt that I will be regretting all my choices this time tomorrow.